Hey friends, welcome to Tilly and Toto's world. Do you want to know about a magical place? A place where teddy bears come to life, where toys have fun adventures and where anything can happen. Well, that magical place exists, and it's called Funtime Valley. And today we're going there. Are you ready? Let's go. One day in Funtime Valley, deep in the heart of a lush green forest, there was a small cottage. The cottage was cozy and cute with a red door and white windowsills. But what made the cottage truly special was its resident, a little teddy bear named Toto. Now, Toto wasn't just any teddy bear. He had a heart full of kindness, a nose for adventure, and the furriest tail you ever did see. He lived in the cottage with his best friend, a wise old owl named Professor Hootington. They were an unusual pair, a teddy bear and an owl, but their friendship was as strong as it could be. Every morning when the sun peeked through the trees, Toto would wake up and have breakfast with Professor Hootington. After breakfast, they would set off on their daily adventure. One sunny morning after breakfast, while sipping his tea, Professor Hootington received a very important letter. It was addressed to Toto in a shaky, loopy handwriting. Toto, being the kind soul that he was, couldn't resist reading the letter. "Dear Toto," it began, "my name is Tilly. I'm a little lost lamb and I need your help. Could you please come to my aid? With love, Tilly." The letter was signed and had a drawing of a little lamb. "Oh, we have to help her," said Toto, his button eyes filled with concern. "Of course we do," agreed the professor. "But how do we find this lost lamb? We don't even know where she is." Just then, a butterfly fluttered past the window, carrying a tiny flower in its hand. "Excuse me," called out Toto. "Could you help us?" The butterfly stopped and perched on Toto's paw. "Why, sure," said the butterfly. "I saw the lost lamb near the sparkling river. She was sitting on a stone, all alone and crying." "Thank you," said Toto. And with that, he and Professor Hootington set off towards the sparkling river. They walked past fields of giggling daisies, hopped over a babbling brook, and finally reached the riverbank. There, sitting on a smooth, flat stone, was a little lamb. She was as white as snow, with big brown eyes and a fluffy tail. "Are you Tilly?" asked Toto. The little lamb sniffed and nodded. "Oh, thank goodness you're here," she cried. "I've been lost for days and I just wanted to go home." "Don't worry, Tilly," said Toto, giving her a warm hug. "We'll help you find your way back." But just as they started to walk away, Tilly stopped. "Wait," she said. "Will you come back and play with me tomorrow?" "Of course," said Toto, smiling. And with that, they said their goodbyes and Toto led Tilly home. When Tilly was reunited with her family, her mother, who was a big, fluffy sheep, couldn't thank Toto and Professor Hootington enough. "How can we ever repay you for helping our little Tilly?" she asked. "Oh, it was no trouble at all," said Toto. "We're always happy to help a friend in need." But then Professor Hootington noticed something. All the sheep in the flock had a colorful ribbon tied around their neck except for one. And when he looked closer, he saw that the ribbon around Toto's neck was starting to come undone. "Oh dear," said Professor Hootington. "It seems like you're not really a farm animal, are you, Toto?" Toto looked down at his untied ribbon. "No," he said softly. "I'm not a farm animal. I'm a toy." Just then, the wind rustled through the trees and carried away Toto's words. In a moment, every single toy from every house in Funtime Valley heard him. They all came running to the clearing, each one more surprised than the last. "You're a toy," gasped a rocking horse. "That means you're part of our family," squealed a jump rope. The toys all crowded around Toto, asking him 1,000 questions. And Toto, feeling a bit overwhelmed, ran away. He didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but he couldn't help but feel different from the other toys. He sat down on a nearby tree stump, feeling sad and lonely. Suddenly, a gentle voice broke the silence. "Hello." Toto turned around and saw the most beautiful doll he had ever seen. She had long flowing hair, kind eyes, and a warm smile. "Hi," he said shyly. "I'm Toto." "I'm Princess Penelope," she replied. "And I think it's time we had a princess and a prince in Funtime Valley." Toto blushed and stammered, "But I'm not a prince." "Well," said Princess Penelope, taking his paw, "you will be." And with that, she led him to the center of the clearing where all the toys were gathered. "Everyone," she called out, "here is Prince Toto, and since he needs a princess, I think it's time we had a royal ball." The toys cheered and clapped, and soon the clearing was filled with music, dancing, and laughter. Even Toto couldn't help but join in the fun. He twirled and laughed, feeling like the happiest teddy bear in the world. As the night wore on, Toto realized that being a toy wasn't just about what you looked like or where you came from. It was about the joy you brought to others. And he knew that no matter where he was, as long as he had his friends, he was home. Finally, as the moon climbed higher in the sky, it was time for bed. Toto and Princess Penelope waved goodbye to the other toys and snuggled up together under a big oak tree. "Thank you," whispered Toto, "for making me feel so welcome." "You're part of our family now, Toto," said Princess Penelope. "And remember, no matter what, you're always a prince to me." With that, they closed their eyes and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of a day when the sun would rise again in Funtime Valley. The next morning, Toto woke up feeling happy and refreshed. He looked over and saw Princess Penelope fast asleep beside him. He carefully got up so as not to wake her and went over to a nearby stream to get a drink. As he drank, he thought about how lucky he was to have found Princess Penelope and the other toys. They had shown him that no matter what, a true friend would always be there for you. Just then, he heard a familiar voice. "Toto, there you are. I've been looking everywhere for you." Toto turned around and saw Professor Hootington flapping his wings anxiously. "Professor," said Toto, "what's wrong?" "Your cottage," said the professor. "It's gone." "What?" cried Toto. Without wasting a second, Toto and Professor Hootington took off towards his cottage. As they flew, Toto kept hoping that it was some sort of dream. But when they reached the clearing, his heart sank. His cozy little cottage with the red door and white window sills was nowhere to be seen. All that stood in its place was a pile of bricks. "Oh, my things, my books, my records," cried Toto. Then suddenly, a hand landed on his shoulder. Toto turned around and saw Princess Penelope standing there with a sad expression on her face. "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't mean to tell you this before, but I needed you to know. The truth is, we're not real. We're just toys." Toto felt his heart break. All this time he'd thought they were real, that he'd found a place where he belonged. But now he realized he was still just a toy. He looked down at his paws, feeling empty and alone. "So," he said quietly, "this place, it's not real." "No," said Princess Penelope, "it's make-believe. When children come here to play, everything becomes real to them. But when they leave, we become toys again." Toto felt tears welling up in his button eyes. He thought about all the adventures he'd had in Funtime Valley, the friends he'd made, the laughter and the joy. And he knew that even if it wasn't real, it had meant something to him. He looked up at Princess Penelope, her kind eyes filled with understanding. "I'm glad we had this time, Toto," she said softly. "Me too," he whispered. And in that moment, Toto knew that no matter what, the memories he'd made in Funtime Valley would always be real to him. The end. If you enjoyed this magical tale, Don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting stories from Tilly and Toto's world. Every like and comment makes our day. Until next time, keep believing in the magic of friendship and adventures.